Hello, everybody. Welcome to Optimism Fractal. We're here for our 40th event, our season finale of season 4. Thank you so much for being here. I have the pleasure to be here with amazing builders Will, Abraham, Eric, and Rosmari. Will putting up the heart. Let's go. Let's grow. Hope everybody's doing well. If anyone wants to say hello or any quick words, then feel free. Otherwise, I have a presentation to share to kick us off for Optimism Fractal and the Respect game, and lots of exciting stuff on the agenda today. So thanks all for being here, and I hope you all enjoy the event, and I hope you all enjoy the show for everybody out there watching.
Roll that beautiful Optimism Fractal footage.
Woohoo! Okay, speaking of which, we're gonna play with some governance gamers here, with some beautiful footage. If you're not familiar with Optimism Fractal, we're dancing here. Optimism Fractal is a community that is dedicated to fostering collaboration, awarding public goods creators, and optimizing governance on the Optimism superchain. You can learn about it at optimismfractal.com. One of our main things that we do here is we host weekly events that provide a perfect place to network with builders, make friends, and collaborate. And we each play the Respect game at the events. So each of our events are oriented around the Respect game. It's an on-chain social game that's really wonderful, where we go into breakout rooms of up to 3 to 6 people, or up to 6 people, and each person shares what they've done to help Optimism. And then we collaborate to rank each other's contribution, and we earn a mystical soulbound token called Respect that can help in decentralized governance and all sorts of other helpful use cases. We produce videos each week as well, so everybody's welcome to join, be part of the videos, help promote your work, raise awareness for what you're doing, as well as you can watch the videos and share with friends too. We encourage you to do so. There's a lot of great educational content about Optimism and the Superchain here. And then another thing that we do here is we build tools. We build with respect. We have lots of open source software that has been built for the Respect game and related decision-making processes and all sorts of cool stuff you can do with it. So you can learn more about all of these on the website, optimismfractal.com. We also have a Notion site with lots of projects and tasks. It's a great place to develop your on-chain career and business, this whole community that is. And there's also lots of funding opportunities on the Optimism Superchain in the collective as well, such as RetroFunding, which we'll talk a little bit about today. I'll share a bit in my presentation because we have an exciting topic on the agenda for the town hall, which will come after the Optimism Vector Respect Game event. Optimism Fractal is trailblazing the future of governance. So we have core intents that have been decided by the community. And one of those is about optimizing governance on the superchain. There's many builders in the community who have been working on these processes of fractal democracy for years. And we have a rich history document where you can learn more about all the great things that go into Optimism Fractal and why it is so powerful, so helpful for governance. And we also have a Sages Council too, that everyone who's earned respect by playing the Respect game can join to help lead the community and pioneer the future of governance on the superchain in the world. Optimism Fractal was founded by Optimistics in October 2023. We just celebrated our 1 year anniversary last week. Thank you everybody so much for the amazing year. It's been wonderful. You can learn more at optimistics.io about the team that founded Optimism Fractal and supports it in many ways. And you can check out optimism.io to learn about Optimism, the superchain, the interconnected network of blockchain scaling Ethereum on the open source code base called the OP stack. It's growing fast. The base is leading. WorldCoin from the OpenAI CEO, Sonium from Sony, Uniswap, or Unichain, I should say, Zora, Mode, Redstone. Also recently joined the Inc. from the Kraken team too. So it's growing really fast. The best way to get involved is at Optimism Fractal is join the weekly events on Thursdays at 17 ETC. We'd love to meet people. So invite your friends, invite your family, come say hello, and you can do so at lou.moz/optimistics. That's where you can register for weekly email reminders and find the Zoom links. Once again, encourage you to share with friends. When we come back for season 5, we have a lot of our infrastructure built to really grow and scale in this fractal way. So encourage you to invite friends and tell people about Optimism Fractal and the governance gamers that we're doing here. I encourage you to like and reshare the tweets too. Optimistics put out these great tweets. Rosemary makes some wonderful art here. And you can learn more about the Respect game in these and share them. Makes it real easy to promote Optimism Fractal and Optimism the Superchain around Twitter and Warpcast and other places as well. Last week, as I mentioned, we had our 1 year anniversary where we did Optimism Retro games. We're actually in the middle of Retro Season, an initiative that's working with RetroFunding Round 6, focusing on rewarding public goods creators in a giant public goods funding experiment. So Optimism Fractal will be returning after a 2 week break on the November 21st. This is our last Respect Game event of the season, and then we'll be returning after 2 weeks. So and I encourage everybody to watch the video from last week too, where we both play the respect game, and then there was a town hall episode where we discussed people shared amazing retrospectives and retro pitches on their experience with Optimism Fractal and Optimism over the past year. So thanks everybody so much for all the great pitches and retrospectives. It was wonderful hearing from you and recommend people to watch the videos and see what everybody's doing. You can see over here, this is what we did last week, celebrating the anniversary. So once again, happy anniversary. It's kind of an extended celebration and also a celebration of Retro Season 2. Optimistic Style slash Retro Season talks about these initiatives that we're doing, such as retro pitches. We'll get into that a bit more later. And I'm just admitting a couple people who joined the call. Thanks everybody for joining. Much appreciated. You can follow the progress in the Optimism Governance Forum, where we have posted each week, as well as on Warpcast or Farcaster, and watch the videos at optimismfractal.com/videos, where you can find detailed show notes for each episode, timestamps, and so forth, so you can easily watch everybody's contributions and see what he's doing, see what we're talking. So encourage you to check it out and share the videos with friends. You can also check out the Eden Creators YouTube channel to find out these videos and much more. Quick preview for the Optimism Town Hall, which comes up at 18 UTC, right after the Optimism Fractal Respect game. You can check out Optimism Town Hall to learn more about this event where there's discussions at the super chain with community selected topics, and everybody's welcome to join these as well. Encourage everybody to mark their calendars, both for the upcoming seasons. And at the Optimism Town Hall, the approved topic is RetroPitches. So that's an initiative to support RetroFunding Round 6 by helping to showcase and evaluate public goods creators advancing governance on optimism. So stick around if you'd like. Encourage you to do so for more details on RetroPitches coming at the Town Hall at the top of the hour after we play the Respect game. And there are also going to be three or up to three or maybe around three. We're still scheduling about three events that we're scheduling for Optimism Town Hall. So even though we're going on break with Optimism Fractal, Optimism Town Hall will still be hosting retro pitches in this upcoming week. So for any public goods creators out there who are participating in RetroFunding Round 6 or just want to join and watch, feel free to join. And we much encourage you to do so. We have a sign up form and a forum post where you can learn more about this. And also we have a Retro Polls initiative too that will allow various stakeholders around the collective, including delegates and badge holders and Optimism Fractal participants, to vote on polls on chain to help evaluate impact. So stay tuned during the town hall for more details on that. I encourage everybody to participate. Community news, real quick. Tadas created a proposal to move Optimism Fractal to the ORDAO smart contracts that he's building at the start of next season. And you can see this on the Optimism Fractal Snapshot space. And this was approved by all 4 councilors in the Optimism Fractal Council last week. So congratulations and thank you. We have new software coming next week. Abraham is also building, along with Howard, the front end fractalgram too that will hook up with this. So looking forward to seeing more details about this. You can see the Optimism Fractal Discord to see Tadas introducing this and find more details about the proposal. And there's an article, optimistics.io/ORDAO, that talks about these elegant smart contracts that Tadas has built and all the benefits of them. And then also the Optimistics tools page. You can find out some previews of the apps coming that are in development and much more tools that are coming, including ORDAO and so forth. Shout out to also Vlad and Lennars, who built the Respect Games app as well, which is now in beta testing, and they're looking for people to try it out. Different ways to play the Respect game that everybody's welcome to check out optimistics.io/tools to learn more. Speaking of which, I see Zaal and Abraham joined too, so welcome, welcome. I heard that Zaal is using the Respect Games app. We're trying it out in the Zaal Fractal. Shout out. Quick super chain news in case you missed it. Ink on Chain from Kraken is recently released on the super chain, in addition to Unichain and several other initiatives. But you can check out Optimism on Twitter or X to learn more about all the great initiatives. This is really exciting, but just want to give a quick reminder and preview in case you missed it last week. So now we're going to play the Respect game, some Optimism retro games. So if anybody's not familiar, well, basically we're going to go into breakout groups and we're each going to share our contributions and then rank each other's contributions and so forth. But I think everybody here knows how it works. So you can check out the article on the Optimistic site. Feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to record your breakout room and we can help publish it. Feel free to share your screen to give other participants and viewers a better understanding of what you're doing and share links. We love to help promote what you're doing on Optimism. And feel free to just introduce yourself too and have fun. We'll try to wrap up with the Respect game within about 10 minutes before the top of the hour. Getting a bit late start, so maybe 5 minutes before the top of the hour if you need to take more time. But most important thing is to have a good time. I see Attabotty giving a heart. Attabotty is I've listened to a lot of his music and Zaal. So yeah, Attabotty's yeah, and Will's having fun too. Yeah, but yeah, special welcome. Attabotty makes some really cool music, and good to see you all too. Thanks so much for joining, and welcome back, Samuel, Eric too. Eric for much appreciated inviting lots of people on Optimism. Hope everybody's having a great time right now. Is everybody ready to go to the Respect game? All right, we got some thumbs up. We're feeling good. All right, I'll open up the breakout rooms and wish everyone a wonderful time. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Hello. Hey.
Howdy.
Hey, hey,
Hey.
good to see you, Eric. Good to see you, OBS. I mean, Attabotty. Just kidding.
How you guys
Cool.
doing? Great to be here.
Good. Good. How are you? Thanks for joining. Much appreciated. I've been a big fan. I've seen some of your music and I've enjoyed
Oh,
following. And
awesome.
you haven't. I see some of your studio around too.
Oh
I,
yeah.
I have some instruments around me too, but yeah, yeah, your studio looks really cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been really excited because as you know, we've been using the tech for and the respect game for a lot of how we've been organizing the community, and we've just haven't been having a great time with that. And now that we've even have been sent off like over 5,000 respect tokens, we've been thinking about all the different things we could do with that now because we could really start playing with it. And so but yeah, I just been having a great time with it. It's another thing that for me, allows me to be creative with certain things, but at the same time, yeah, no, I really appreciate what you're saying. Heck yeah, I'm glad to be here. This is super cool.
All right, well, wonderful. I'm very glad to meet you. We spoke briefly on a Zaal call
Yeah.
like a couple months, a few months ago. So it was a pleasure meeting you at first
Hmm.
then. And yeah, like I said, I see you post some really cool stuff on X occasionally here and there. So
Hell
I'm very
yeah.
appreciative of what you're doing, bringing together music and the on-chain world. And I'm glad that you've been enjoying the Respect game. That's amazing to hear.
Hmm.
And look forward to collaborating. Feel free to let us know or let me know if there's anything we can do to help you and so I'll make the most of the respect game that you're doing at Zaal Fractal
For
and in
sure.
general too. I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm also a musician too, so maybe at some point we can do some musical
Let's go.
collaborations. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Sounds
Awesome.
great. Cool, cool. Well, great to see you too, Eric. Thanks for joining. Really appreciate you been putting out some great tweets, and Zal, much appreciate. Glad you've been able to make it the past few days.
Mhm.
Hope that life has been going well. If anyone wants to share any other thoughts on your mind, then feel free. If you have anything relatively quick you want to share, but we also do have a respect game to play too. So if anyone wants to start going and share what they did over the past week on Optimism, and also feel free to generally introduce yourself a bit more too while you go, then. Feel free. The floor is open, and anybody can jump in and go ahead.
Awesome. Um, I guess I'll go first. My name's Attabotty, like an Attabotty experience, and I'm an audiovisual artist, and I've been using the Optimism Fractals with Zaal and the Zaal with the Z Talent Artist Organization, and which uplifts like artists and kind of shows them how to navigate the Web3 realms. And kind of simplify the jargon for them, but also provide them with a lot of opportunities that could, help them that they may have not known about, whether that be performances, open calls, all kinds of things to support the community. And so yeah, so we're on our we're preparing for a really big performance. Taken us almost a little over half a year to prepare for this, but we're excited. Southchella in Miami, and but the whole thing that we've been doing, it's been great the whole time. We've been while running that, we've been also maintaining these fractal groups that has, like I said, we've been generating, well, not generating, but we've been putting out a lot of the respect tokens, and it's been super fun. So. This is my first time being here. Although I've been using a bit of the tech, I've just been, wanting to actually learn a bit more about it and get more involved. So this is like a great step forward. Zol's been telling me a lot of things and excited to get me involved. And so I'm glad to be here. And yeah.
All right. Well, sounds great. Thanks so much for the introduction. I never realized it was out of Batty. That's cool to hear. And uh, Yeah, so that's all great to hear. I did set the timer. We usually do 4 minutes per person, but since we only have four of
Oh,
us, I
okay.
figure we can do five. And so I started a bit late, but if you wanted to share anything else, then you can feel free to. And
Oh,
specifically, if you've
okay.
done anything like usually what we focus on is, um, feel free to share any more introductory, things about yourself and what you're excited about and so forth. We also usually focus on what we did on optimism
Mhm.
over the past week, or just also, you can share recently too, because it's your first time joining. And of course, that includes the super chain. And I know I've seen you post like music on bass before and music about bass, I
Mhm.
think, before too. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to, and I see Zaal wrote Attabotty as a fractalgram host too. Okay, well, cool to hear.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to share any more about your hosting and your experience in the Zaal fractal, or about your music and bass, or anything else related to
Perfect.
optimism, then feel free.
Yeah, definitely. So I thought the timer was like for all of us, so I was like, let's trying to get it done to a minute. But yeah, no, that's exactly it. I've been a Fractalgram host. I've been with Zol hosting the Respect games, and yeah, they've just been super fun for this past week. We've like I said, we've been really deciding on what to do. We've actually, Zal was over here over the weekend, and we were thinking, well, he was introducing the idea of them being like having a half-life where, they would, if you're not participating, that half of your tokens would like disappear. And so it's just ways that we're thinking of like garnering more participation in our community and building that really, really strong following, especially with the art and the music and everything. We feel like are really tapping into that. And also just to say something about the bass and and the music that I released on there is a track that I did with Losi, and she's a really great singer and vocalist and music artist. And she got with me, and I do a bunch of different things, but one of the things I do like to do is EDM. So she said, let's make the theme song for Onchain Summer for bass. And me and her, we got together and it was actually picked to be on the Onchain registry. And did really well with it. We had like over 5K mints. Um, and then on top of that, we did like a remix competition and onboarded new artists onto bass as well that have never minted on bass before. So we're just about wrapping that. Well, we selected the winners and everything. Now we've been giving out their prizes, and it's been a really cool experience. But now, like, we have that all together and as like almost like a proof of concept because I want to do it again with other causes like that that we feel like would either support the community or we want to build that anticipation for it and the interest. So yeah, it's a little bit about me and well what I've been doing and also what we've done this past week with the fractals and whatnot.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing all that, Attabotty. That's really interesting to hear. And thanks so much for contributing to Optimism and bringing all that you're bringing. And congrats on all the mints too that you got. And excited to see your next initiatives. And
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. If you want to pick somebody to go next, then whenever you're ready, you can pick
Okay.
Saul or Eric or me if you want.
I'll pick on Eric. Yeah.
Sounds good. See Saul clapping here. Good to see Eric.
Hi, good to see you. Good to see everyone, Zell and the rest of the team. Happy to see you and happy to be here again. It's actually been like a very, very complicated and not relenting week. I've been doing a lot of things, a couple of things actually. My week actually started off with me trying to like study more. I hopped into the super chain new class. So yeah, there was a new release on the Super Chain cohort new class, and it was about like participating in like contributing to the Optimism Collective generally, and a couple of other things here. They talked about how to like come on board, how to contribute to this collective, what can you do. We talked about being a subnet, talked about being a nobnet, talked about being a govnet, of which I was able to apply for wannabe governor, and I was approved earlier this week. I was approved to become a wannabe governor. So I have to go through some process and some training, and which involves me like always being active in the Discord and as a wannabe governor or as someone that looks to be a governor in the future, the work of a governor is just to reduce the work burden on the Optimism Foundation. So that's it, yes, and to contribute to the Optimism Collective. That is just mainly your work as you wanna be governor. Then I was able to actually then, yeah, I was able to put out a post. I made that time to put out a post about participating in the on-chain economy, which I talked about that the vision and the whole vision, because as a product in the Web3 space, you must have a vision, you must have a narrative, of which during the process of studying and trying to gather up some things to write, I came across and I found out that the whole optimism narrative was forged from the whole idea that like it's creating an on-chain economy for everyone where people can come and do things. It's just like creating a real world use, a real world value for everyone to come and, share their thoughts, share their ideas, bring things together and, make it work together. So that is a major part of like why we talked about like participating in the on-chain economy. And we talked about you can be a Daoist, you can equally try to how would I put it? You can equally try to maybe buying and selling using the cryptocurrencies, yes, as accepted means of payment or incentive. That is you actually being like you actually participating in an on-chain economy. You can be trying to set up a tech space, a tech forum, or you are actually participating in the on-chain economy, among other things that are there for you to do. And then I get to equally understand about the government and the token house, the citizen and the token house, sorry. The token house is merely responsible for deliberating and presenting proposals, while the citizen house is mainly there to either veto that proposals that is being summoned up the by the token house. They are the badge holders actually. So yeah, and they equally have the power to remove anybody in the director that they feel is not actually, up to pace or not leading them in the right direction equally. So aside from that trend, I was equally able to attend the um the Grand Council meeting earlier in the week. I was equally able to actually attend, look at the tax on the tax board for as a wannabe governor. And I think we do actually have a class today by just after this one, just by 8 p.m. So if I'm done here, I'll be attending the wannabe governor class. I think that is basically all I had to do today. Probably, yes, I had to engage two, three persons on Twitter and in my community generally about optimism and optimism fractals. Of course, they bought into the idea and they had a whole long time like trying to buy into everything, but finally they were able to like pick a thing or two and they say they like the whole idea. And I think hopefully maybe next week or next upper week there should be new people coming in again, because that's actually like my goal is to actually bring more people into, let them come and see what we are doing, let them understand that there's a space for them, there's a place for them here, that what we're building is actually a real world use, is what people can come and look at it and be able to work with us and be able to do things together with us. So that is like my whole idea of trying to bring people into this space, bring people into what we are actually doing here. And on the long run, I'm very, very positive and hopeful that, yeah, it will yield results and we'll go further together. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Eric. That was a great presentation. And well said. And you've been very busy. I saw claps. I saw Zaal and Attabotty were both putting up hearts and claps throughout it. Congrats on becoming a governor, and hope you enjoyed the Grants Council call and the Super Chain cohort and everything else. I appreciate you putting out the on-chain economy tweet and everything else you mentioned there. So, and appreciate you inviting people to Optimism Practical and the collective as a whole. So, much appreciated. Great work. And if there's any, if you want to, well, if you want to pick somebody to go next, whenever you're ready, you can pick, maybe you want to pick Zal to go. I know we haven't heard from Zal yet.
I would like to pick Zell, yeah, I think I was able to talk to Zell. That was 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and he said he was a part of this movement. I was very, very happy to hear that he's a part of the movement, and he's been here with us, and he's been contributing to the collective, to the Optimism Fractals, and it's been a joy for me to hear that someone of that caliber has been here, and he's been here and is contributing. So I'll pick him.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I'm gonna be quick today. I don't have a lot of time, but I appreciate all the love. We have some awesome people in the room today. Definitely an awesome group of individuals. This last week, I've been working with Attabotty on our event for Miami. I actually jumped on a call yesterday with Tadas about transferring the Zaal fractal into what ORDAO has created, and figuring out the process for starting that. So that's super exciting. And I'm also about to jump on a call for the Grants Council as well for the guest voting for RetroFunding round six. So very excited to see more of what projects are out there on Optimism, and definitely awesome to get Adabody in here and being able to chat, see some of the things that I see for what we can implement in the future. So it's definitely good to have another member of the Zaal Fractal. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring some more in and get some more people thinking fractally. So I appreciate all the love. Excited to hear more. So yeah, go for it, Dan.
All right. Thanks so much, all. That was quick and packed with good stuff. So thanks for all the great work on optimism and empowering musicians and helping to spread the fractal ethos and stuff like that. Much appreciated. Hope the conversation with Tadas went well. Thank you very much for inviting Adabody. I think I said that before, but that's much appreciated. And yeah, I saw you're posting about the Respect Game app too. So thanks for expressing interest and following all that. And I hope that the call for the grants retrofunding and the guest voter thing you got going on goes well too. If there's anything else you want to add, you only took like a minute or something or a minute and a half. So if there's anything else you want to add, that you can feel free. But if you want to keep it short, then that's cool too, and I can go whenever you want.
Yeah, I don't have. We're just working really hard on our event for our Basel, so everything's been focused on that. If I could share my screen, I would. So maybe I will next week. But we've been going hard on Charmverse and starting to really use it for our project management and onboarding more people. So we have about 12 of our members that are helping out with the Zouch event on Charmverse, looking at the tasks that are there to do, so we can start assigning it to people. So really, just hopefully getting all the nitty gritty things we need to get done and not having a litany of Google Docs to deal with. So I've been really enjoying using Charmverse.
Nice. Yeah, Charmverse is a great app, and glad you're using it. Composes well with respect to. We got it with the hats. I know you're looking into that. And helping getting with hats and stuff. So super cool.
We actually have a call with David on Tuesday with some of the people on the team and David to see David from Hats to just like propose what we're thinking for our Hats tree and see if he has any good ideas um, or ways that we might be want to structure it instead if we're looking long term and give him our plan. So see what he has to think and yeah, go from there.
Awesome. Well, I hope it goes well. Shout out to David. He's an awesome guy. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to help you out with some great use cases. I know he helped us a lot with the Optimism Fractal hats tree, gave some really great suggestions and stuff. So hope it goes great. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to
that's
seeing all your
awesome. I was also
integrations.
talking with Tadas yesterday about the whole, you guys have an autonomous agent in there so that you can distribute out respect. I want to add in potentially an autonomous agent in the Zal fractal portion of the Zal. So it's like we still got to figure out a little bit of that. And then there's also part of the ownership will be through ORDAO. So figuring out where that hat will come into play and how we can play around with that. So still things to work out, but like we're definitely seeing a lot more clearly. And I'm very excited to see how we can merge these things to create one thing that can use all of these pieces, and that's the beauty of this open source tech is that we can plug and play, and I love that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, glad to hear. And yeah, ORDAO would be an excellent top hat, and then you can put the autonomous agent below the ORDAO, and then that can ORDAO itself would distribute the respect. But then the autonomous agent in the hats tree could autonomously deploy hats and set roles based upon the respect that's deployed by ORDAO. So yeah, I hope that all goes well. I'm sure it will, but you're totally right, though. All that open source software will work really well together, and I'm excited to see how it all comes together for you. We got some claps. We got some claps. All right. Well, thanks so much, Zaal. If there's any quick last thing you want to share, then feel free. Otherwise, I can go ahead. And I see Zal giving a thumbs up, and Addie has been holding up hearts. So much appreciate all the enthusiasm. Great to see. I hope everybody's enjoying it. I'm going to share right before I go. I'm going to share the link to the fractalgram app that Abraham has been building in the Zoom chat.
Can I do this on mobile?
I have not yet tried it on
Yeah, I
mobile,
guess I'll try it
so
then.
that'd be a good thing to test. I think so. So yeah, I think everybody's maybe used this except for Attaboy. I'm not sure if you use this app yet, Eric, because we've been testing it out a few times so far, and it's new, just came out in the past couple weeks in like this early
This
testing
is
phase.
actually
But
why I invited Attabotty, since he's been one of the few people that's understood the challenge of the hosting the fractalgrams.
Mm.
right, yeah, this one makes it a lot
Awesome.
easier. It's a lot more intuitive than the Telegram version of Fractalgram that we have. You can log in with uh, either your wallet or like a Google account or something like that. It has Privy integrated, and then the actual voting process and everything. It's like much smoother and more functional all in one app rather than using Telegram.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. But yeah, if you're able to sign in and create an account, then after I give my presentation, then I will start up a room, and then you can see how the actual voting will go, and that's how we'll reach consensus today.
Excellent. Yep, I was able to sign up just fine.
Okay, excellent. Well, glad to hear. And I think I'll start up my presentation, put up a timer for myself, and share what I've been doing to help optimism, and then we'll have a bit of time for reaching consensus and any questions or anything like that for anybody. So here I go. Thanks everybody for the amazing work and presentation once again. Much appreciated, and huge pleasure to be here with you. So I'm going to share what I did to help with optimism this week. I was thinking about something new recently because like I have difficulty explaining all the things I do in 4 minutes because I'm like working well over full time on optimism. So I kind of put together, this might be kind of messy because there's a lot going on here, but I kind of put together a little overview of myself, founder and host of multiple communities and team and events on optimism. Optimism Fractal, the upcoming Optimism Town Hall, Optimistics, which is the team of builders that creates open source software for the Respect game and stuff. Eden Fractal, which is fostering education for fractals and Respect games and stuff like that, and the Eden Creators YouTube channel. So just in general, there's like a work scope and context of ongoing responsibilities. I do the event hosting and facilitation each week, a lot of coordination with developers, like the ones who we spoke about recently. Very often working on website development, which I'll show you now. I'm going to get into like my main overview of the highlights over the past week. And I work closely, I collaborate closely with Rosmari on the community and marketing for Optimism Fractal, as well as all these other initiatives. And then I'm very focused on fundraising efforts as well. That's a big thing that I've been focused on to raise funding for Optimism Fractal and fractals in general, and the developers and people building in the community and so forth on Optimism. And then I'm also generally working on this like broader campaign to promote fractal decision-making processes and pro-social games like the Respect game throughout the Optimism Collective and throughout the world. And so with that, I'm doing a lot of like just relationship management, building relationships with badge holders and stakeholders and builders in the ecosystem and so forth. And a lot of it's like private, so I can't share it. But that's it for my like high level overview. And I'm going to get into a bit of a weekly highlights. About what I did this week. You can also check out dancingjoy.com to learn more about me, and feel free to reach out. There's a bunch there. And so what I worked on this week, first up, I guess I'll show the Optimistics blog. I made a bunch of updates here. I've been using AI a lot, so my output's really been increasing lately. I updated this Optimistics tools article with new pictures. I made some of these pictures to make it like more clear what we're doing here, and I kind of just brought a better idea of the Respect game tools and the tools that go along with it. And then I made several different of these articles here that provide more details about things we're doing. I worked a lot on this RetroPitches initiative, which I'm going to be sharing more about at the town hall coming up soon, where we're inviting builders or people who have contributed to optimism governance to pitch their projects at upcoming town halls. So I put together this whole article here. And yeah, I wrote this whole article. It's like quite long and quite detailed over here. You could see a video of where we did it last year over there. I'll share more details of this. I've also been working on this idea of retro polls about community-driven impact evaluation system where we'll vote on Snapshot X for on-chain voting to help out the badge holder impact evaluation. And there's a whole big article about this that I can share more details about during the during the town hall. And then RetroSeason article I started creating this last week, but there's a detailed article here with all sorts of details about this whole RetroSeason initiative, which is RetroPitches, retro polls and stuff. I moved the old RetroPitches from the first season to a different article. I worked on an article about enhancing the token house with fractal democracy and the respect game. So this is kind of still in draft, but I worked on it for a while and it's pretty good. I made an article about fractal democracy on the Optimistic site. Still can use some work on it, but it just kind of explains what it is. Thanks for the claps, much appreciated. And I kind of updated the article like agendas too. Also, Eden Fractal, I did a big overhaul of the website, edenfractal.com. So it kind of just makes a lot more sense now and it looks better, I think, to explain what fractal decision-making processes are. And then I added a blog section as well and an about page, which previously wasn't there. So now there's 6 blog articles, and most of these I put together, although some of them were already kind of there together already about pro-social games and fractal democracy. And each one of these have some details about why these are helpful and why they're important and so forth. So encourage people to check out edenfractal.com to learn more about these things. Also, particularly with a focus on how this can help optimism in general, and the mission and vision of Eden Fractal too. So all these things I'm just giving you a really quick high level overview, but there's a lot there that can go into it. I also did a pretty big overhaul or just upgrades to the Optimism Town Hall website and the FAQ to explain how Optimism Town Hall we select topics with respect, as well as set up so OP and badge holders can vote. And then, as I mentioned before, I've been working a lot on grants processes. And this week, I had created 4 grants in RetroFunding round 6. One of them got approved. 3 of them got declined. So Optimism Fractal Respect Game events got approved, but Optimistic's tools, Eden Fractal events, and Optimism Town Hall events, plus RetroPitches all got declined. So I worked a lot on making appeals for this that was responding to feedback from the grants from the reviewers to show why I believe that it should be approved. So there's like a lot of detail about the impact that it's created and exactly how it's helped optimism. Unfortunately, they didn't. I don't know. They didn't fully look into it. Oh, I'm over time, so I'm going to wrap it up in like next 10-15 seconds. I'll try. Eden Fractal appeal, I did a similar kind of appeal to. They thought it was a duplicate, so I think just a lot of people in Optimism Collective don't understand the difference yet. But yeah, I put together these detailed appeal page, and then I created a forum post, and I tagged the Optimism Foundation, the leaders of RetroPGF, to request to merge these into one application. And then I also made like a detailed article about all my experiences about this and why it's so helpful to do this, and kind of provide a lot of detail. So I was up until 4 a.m. working on this last night, and then lastly I coordinated with Rosmari on the promotions for these, and then I reached out to the head of marketing of Optimism, Amanda, and I wrote like a nice message to request her support in helping to promote these initiatives. So that's it for me, and apologies for going a bit long. And thanks for the support, everybody. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That's great. Great. So awesome. Awesome. I can't wait to check out that and look into more of it too. Yeah. Very great.
Very cool. Well, thank you. I appreciate all the kind words, and I appreciate your interest in checking out. I'll be happy to hear your thoughts about it, and hopefully it's helpful for you. You know, a lot of the stuff I'm doing here, hopefully it's helpful for you with the Zaal fractal and all the other stuff you're doing as well too.
Yeah, 100% for sure. Yeah.
Attabotty, does your address end in E3D9?
E3D9. I don't believe so. But I
All
signed up
right.
with my with the email.
Huh.
Are you talking about the respect
Yeah,
game?
yeah.
Let me see
I
real
guess
quick.
Abraham gave me access because I can see all the people and create a session. Um, Dan, but I don't know if I see it unless it's this BB3 one.
So you are an admin. You're saying Zal, you have
I
access
think
and
so,
you're trying to
yeah.
create a room. Okay. Yeah, I'm also an admin and I'm logged in right now, and I do see the 4 of
You
us.
see Attabotty? Oh no, I do see
Yeah.
Attabotty now.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna try and create this because this is my first time doing it.
Okay. Sounds good.
And if this means we can just do it like this next week, that'd be very cool, actually.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be really it's
So,
very, very smooth.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
especially for the people who don't have wallets.
Makes it a lot
Okay,
easier.
I'm creating this session now. And this is all on my phone too. This looks very clean.
Impressive.
The one thing I did have is a thing. Oh, he does have actually one vote cast by 4 attendance. Yeah.
Oh, he added that just this past week, I think. Previously, I wasn't there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know last
Abraham.
week he didn't have that, and I was like, well, I have no idea. Like 100% could be one person, two people, all six. So
Okay. Well, um, I see.
I think
I'm
we're waiting
in.
for.
I'm here. I don't think you shared the link. I see session 46. I don't know if that's the one that you started or the other breakout room. Is that the one that you
Oh,
started?
I don't know how I can tell which one. Which one did you guys join? Someone already cast a vote with
I haven't joined yet, so I'll
Yeah,
have to
for
try joining.
Dan.
Okay. I'm here now. So
Okay,
now I see the
you
voting.
figured out which one it was?
Yeah, yeah, it's 46. They haven't created it yet, I suppose.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, now we can have voting. If anybody has any
Yeah, I guess
questions
it'd be
in
good to
particular,
say, yeah, we should tell Abraham to write what section it is above that, just so like when that happens, I don't know where I'm supposed to be able to see it. Um, maybe yeah, I don't think there was a place that it said anything. So, but yeah, it still says two votes cast.
okay. Well, yeah, we
So I
can.
think we are still waiting for Samuel.
yeah, I casted a vote.
Okay. Yeah, we have one person who hasn't casted a vote yet. I'm guessing maybe it's Eric
No,
who hasn't voted yet. Eric, are you with us and can you hear us? And could you vote on who you think should be level 6? Who you think did the most of optimism for the past week?
I think that's you.
Hmm.
You say you think it's me. Are you? Well, thank you for that. Yeah, are you in the app? Can you vote on the app? Because right now it
Yes.
shows it doesn't let us move to the next stage until we reach consensus in the app. Um, that's another feature that Abraham's planning to add, like a force override kind of thing. But
Mm.
um, okay, so now we have 2 votes for me and 2 votes for Attabotty. So we need to reach uh, 2/3
I
consensus in order to
voted.
move to the
I
next round.
voted for Attabotty because he's doing a bunch of different things, and Dan has a bunch of different points. So we normally like to give some points in the Zaal Fractal. I know you guys do too to new people. And then I mean I would also switch my vote to Samuel because he's also doing a lot. Or Eric, sorry. But yeah, no. But Dan, you're also doing a lot. I could switch mine too.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks for that. Um, so I voted for Attabotty as well. I think that I've had like my most productive week in a long time. Like I've been super productive this week. So I was thinking I was planning to vote for myself going in today for day 6, but I've been following Attabotty for a while, and I know he's had a lot of success on bass, like helping musicians and stuff like that. So it's not just the past week, but just everything he's been doing in addition to Zal Fractal. But I think people move to me for level 6, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're awesome.
appreciate you too.
Great job.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and now voting is for level 5. So now we can vote between Zal, Attabotty, and Eric to see who we think should be level 5 for this week to receive the second most respect. And it looks like we don't have a vote from one person so far. If anybody has not yet voted, then please do so when you get the chance. Or if anyone wants to
Yeah.
advocate either way. Oh, sorry, were you saying something?
Oh, I was just saying that I put my vote in.
Cool, thank you. I see Eric's unmuted. Eric, have you voted? Zal, have you voted?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I
I,
guess we're just missing Zal.
Interesting. I thought I did. Mine also says it did. So, Samuel, I don't know if yours came through.
Sorry, it's a little difficult to hear you. I see, you want to repeat that?
I just said I voted. So I don't know if it might be glitched for someone. We might need
Okay.
to all go and change
Oh,
it.
it went
Yeah.
through.
I just changed my vote and then I changed it again and then it went up to 4. So maybe there's a little bug in there.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you, Attabotty. Attabotty got level 5 and now we're on voting for level 4. We have 2 votes cast so far. So if anyone hasn't voted yet, then please do so. Okay. And it looks like we have Eric at level 4. So
Awesome.
that's reached consensus. Thanks everybody for um playing the game and yeah, amazing contributions all around. So I think any one of us could be level 6. So appreciate the respect and hope that you all enjoyed it. And good thing we'll all get respect here. Also, it looks like Abraham maybe no, he didn't fully integrate ORDAO yet. So he's going to integrate ORDAO smart contracts backends in the coming days. But for now, he just put in a button that allows us to open the ORDAO app. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pre-fill the group number and the addresses for each account. Um, and then I will share a link in the Zoom chat. And then if everybody can please submit that on chain once you receive that link, then that would be much appreciated so we can receive respect without having to make some sort of proposal to the council or something like that.
I just press the push on chain button.
Yeah, you can push the press on chain button, yes. But the issue there is that, oops, I see somebody is sorry, I just got distracted. Somebody was trying to join. Um, yeah, you can push there, but normally when he fully integrates the smart contracts, then it'll pre-fill the results like it does for the Fractalgram Telegram app.
Mm.
But it doesn't right now. So what I did is I just copied and pasted each person's address, and then I copied and pasted the web app link, and I put it into the Zoom chat. So when you click on that most recent message in the Zoom chat,
Mm.
then you'll see um, then you'll see the pre-filled results with our 4 accounts there. And then please
Okay.
hit submit on that. You could double check to confirm that I didn't make a mistake, but I'm 99% sure that I got it right there. Welcome, Keen or Kene. I don't remember how to pronounce your name, so please feel free to correct me. Thanks for joining. Sorry if you were in the breakout room for a while. I think I saw your name before, but I'm not sure if well, hopefully you weren't waiting for too long. I see the heart. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you joining again after last week. Hope you're having a great day. If you'd like to say hello, then feel free. We just uh we just wrapped up the respect game and we're going to go back into the community room and any time now, and then we're going to start up the town hall for anybody who wants to stick around for the town hall in 5 minutes or so. But we can also just have some open discussion now too. So yeah, if anyone would like to share any last thoughts on the respect game, feel free. Also, maybe it'd be best if we just head back to the community room so that we can be with the other group too. Yeah, if anyone wants to share any last thoughts before we go back, then feel free. Otherwise, I can just well, we can all just hit the button in the bottom right corner to leave the room and then meet back in the community room as well.
Okay. I just pushed it on chain.
All right.
Awesome.
Sounds great. Thanks, everybody. All right. Yeah. So everybody went back to the community room, so I'm gonna head back there too. So Zaal, Eric, and Keen slash Kenne, I advise to hit the lead breakout room, and then we'll see you back in the community room where we'll meet up with the other room, and we can have a bit of open conversation there too before the town hall. Thanks all for the great respect game. Welcome back, everybody. Hope that you had a
Yeah, I
great
was gonna
time.
say what Dan's not saying, I'll say it for him. Welcome back
Yeah.
to the main room, everybody.
Hey.
Thank, thank you, Will. can count
No,
on
it's
Will
all
to
good.
be the backup host of Optimism Fractal.
Well, Rosemary just was entertaining a very interesting proposition that we're going to discuss offline, and maybe you should be included in that conversation too. So, yeah, I guess Rosemary, if you want to set up a three-way Telegram chat, and we can discuss it. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Well, color me intrigued.
Hmm. It's about retro pitches.
Now that I teased it up, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Well, if you want to share a little bit about it now, then feel free. Otherwise, we could also save it for the group. I see Eric has his hands up. So yeah, if Eric, you want to share some thoughts, if anybody else wants to share some thoughts about the Respect game, then feel free. Would also love to hear if Attabotty has any feedback about the Respect game. First, Respect game at Optimism Fractal, even though he's done and hosted many at the Zaal Fractal. Would be curious to hear your thoughts. Maybe we'll pass it to Eric first, and then
I just want to thank Abraham for updating his app and keeping it going because it was faster and smoother. So cool.
yeah, big shout out to Abraham. The app. So yeah, it's some nice new features. We were talking about it, so much appreciated. Much appreciated. I think that you got Zaal and Abraham said they're going to use it at the Zaal Fractal, so it's
Nice.
it's spreading.
Yeah. I'm gonna add organizations too, so you can filter by your own organization, and then you'd have to try hard to see other organizations. So that's coming.
Okay, great to hear. Thanks for all the great work. All right. I see Attabotty giving the claps. Thanks, Eric, for mentioning that too. That's very well deserved. And excited for all the next steps with that. I see Eric, the other Eric Samuel. You have your hand raised. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Sorry, I just wanted to say that yeah, thank you for today's session because I want to like be heading over to RetroFunding like final meetup group. So probably it has to be the next section. I don't know if Cyberham is going to come because I know he's definitely part of also there's a kind of core for us right now.
Yeah,
Definitely
there's
like
kickoff.
will you
I'll be there.
there?
Yeah, I got to bounce over. We're doing the Retro 6 invited voter funding or invited voter input. So yeah, we'll see you guys.
See you.
All right, excellent. Well, I hope you both enjoy the event, the meeting, and the whole retro funding review process. That's an awesome opportunity. Of course, this video will be recorded, so you can check it out later. Thanks so much, Eric and Abraham, for all the great stuff. It was great seeing you. Hope you have a great day.
See you
Thank
guys.
you.
See ya. All right, and I see Attabotty has hands up. Attabotty, would you like to share some thoughts?
Oh yeah, no, that was great. Because I've been using the Telegram version where we have to connect our Telegram account, and that's been pretty cool. But this was a lot smoother, I'd say. It's just I can't actually that it's I'm excited to use it next time. Because I think that because everyone's familiar with the other way, and I think they're gonna love this. Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Well, glad to hear, and I agree. And I'm glad you got the chance to kind of meet Abraham a bit too. I hope you'll be inspired to join Optimism Fractal in the future events, and connect with Abraham and keep connecting with us. There's amazing playing the Respect game with you and hearing about all you're doing. Yeah, if there's anything else you want to share in regards to feedback about the app or any thoughts about Optimism Fractal as well. I know, like you were saying, your experience with Zaal Fractal. I'm curious if you have any other feedback about Optimism Fractal and your experience so far today, or anything else you want to share, then feel free.
Definitely. 100%. I was liking what you were saying too about having the ability to, if somebody cuts out or, internet, connection issues happen, that the ability to, override it and go to the next stage. I think that's a addition because we've had a couple of that happen where almost like on the last vote, someone just dips out. So to be able to override that'd be great. And then as far as the other applications that you were talking about, I'm really excited to get more into that too, because Zal's been talking to me about it for a while. And he's, it's like, it's always harder when you just like hearing it word by mouth, but whenever you're in here and you're getting involved and seeing it, it's like, it makes me a lot more curious and interested. Like I said, I want to go into a lot of the websites that you were talking about. I wrote a couple of them down. So yeah, and gonna get the rest from Zaal, or I can get them from. Yeah, do I have your email?
I don't believe you do, but I can share
Okay,
it in the Zoom chat, and you can
for
feel free to
sure.
reach out.
Yeah,
Also, too, we can.
definitely.
Okay, sounds great. Yeah, I'll put it in there. And then also,
Excellent.
if you want to join the Discord as well, or we have both Discord and Telegram, most of the communications in Discord. So if you want to join, you can. Oh, I see
Oh,
Rosemary just shared that. So feel free to reach out with
awesome.
any questions there or any thoughts. And then, yeah, if you want any, if there's any links that you're curious about, that you didn't get a chance to write down, then happy to help guide you. And there's lots of like video tutorials about how these different apps work and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll be very helpful and probably what you're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Yeah, very excited.
You're welcome. All right. Well, glad to hear. Very excited as well. And I saw Rosemary wrote the sound quality is wow. So it seems like you've done a little bit of audio engineering there to. Are those sound panels behind you, or is that
Yeah.
Windows?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a sound panels, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Very cool. I have a microphone, and Rosemary has the same one actually, an Aston, whatever it's called, Aston Martin or something like that. That might be a car. I don't remember.
No.
Aston Spirit. I don't know, but it's nice though. So anyway, I appreciate it too.
Origin.
Aston Origin. Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
I have the same, but I'm using my headphones.
Okay. Yeah. Well, your sound quality. I mean, you have a beautiful voice anyway, so it
Oh,
sounds great either way.
thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. I saw also Will wrote Owaki. Kevin Owaki is joining Let's Grow Live tomorrow at 18 UTC. No, 16 UTC. Sorry about that. 12 p.m. Eastern. He shares the link x.com/Let's Grow DAO. Shout out to Let's Grow. They joined Optimism Town Hall about 2 months ago or something like that, sharing the Let's Grow Hats tree. And shout out to Owaki, founder of Gitcoin, and all sorts of great initiatives. So that's great to hear. Thanks, Will, for sharing, and thanks all for
Yeah.
I suppose hosting or co-hosting and helping out with the Let's Grow calls, the Let's Grow live calls. Hope those are going well. GG22.
Yeah, they're going great. And I did at the top of the call put in links to a round that I'm participating in as a regent citizen. I was nominated by the Solarpunk DAO, whose proof of use case is programming our values into tokens, right? That are going to fund regenerative efforts. So there's a link there as well. And there's also a different link if you don't want to participate in a Web3 fashion, that you can use traditional financial instruments like credit cards or PayPal. So that's new for this season. There's only a few rounds that's been applied to. It's an experiment, and I'm sure it'll be reevaluated and continued iterated on future seasons of Bitcoin grants. And the
All right.
chain that the round that I'm in is on Fellow, which is I think soon to be announced as part of the super chain, right, Dan?
Yeah. It's already been announced. I think they
Oh, it
launched
had.
their OP Stack chain. I remember I listened to a couple or one or two interviews with Marek, I think is the founder's name. I may be mistaken
Yeah,
about
that
that, but he
sounds
talks.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's on the super chain, and it's a very, very successful chain. I should add that to the beginning of my presentation. I forget to mention Celo, but they have like this
Okay.
this huge success with so many people using and benefiting
Yeah,
from the financial services on Celo.
it's slowly becoming known as like the regen chain for public goods. I guess to fulfill the prophecy that public goods network wasn't able to because it wasn't sustainable, right? As an L2, because all the settlements had to be done on mainnet and it became very costly quick. So they ended up pulling the plug on that one. But what I will say about that's exciting news. So now I'm gonna have to go back to Paul, who runs Gardens, and Gardens is a new way for community governance that doesn't have to be uh, DAO governance. It can be DAO governance style voting, but it's more for communities and a new community building tool that incorporates conviction voting and quadratic voting mechanisms. So I'll let Paul know that that announcement's official because he was waiting for that. He said that he was under the impression it wasn't going to happen until mid-December. So I'll have to let him know that that's already been announced.
All right, very cool. Well, thanks for the announcements there, Will, and supporting all these great initiatives. glad to hear about all the development. And yeah, I'm appreciative of Cello working with public goods. I see Attabotty and Rosmari putting up hearts. If you want to share any links to any of the things you shared, in addition to the Let's Grow Twitter account, then feel free to do so, either in the Zoom chat or in the Discord or the Telegram. Speaking of which, Rosmari shared several different links for anybody who's not familiar, where you can check out some more of the links, Discord, and everything like that. See somebody, everybody putting a heart, or no, a fire rather. Sounds great. So yeah, if anybody else wants to share anything on their mind, then feel free. We also do have a town hall topic, although the town hall topic is like a bit it's a bit uh, well, it's different than announced. So I'm happy we're just having this kind of like just this casual conversation, and it's great to hear. So I'm ready to get into the town hall topic, and I can give like a brief overview of what the town hall topic is, and also I can go into more detail as much as we want. There's a few things I'd like to share, just kind of announce. But also, if anybody did have any other thoughts they wanted to share about the Respect game or anything else quick that's like kind of on their mind, then feel free. And otherwise, well, town hall is only scheduled for another 22 minutes. Sometimes we've been going for an hour afterwards. But maybe I should get into the presentation to be efficient. But yeah, if anybody else had anything they want to share before then feel free. Otherwise, I can get into the presentation.
Sounds good.
All right, excellent. Very cool. That you look like a professional soccer player, a professional football player, by the way, Rosemary, with your with your jacket.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so welcome everybody to the Optimism Town Hall. Optimism Town Hall is a collaborative forum dedicated to discussions about the superchain with a special focus on optimism governance and community coordination in general. Everyone's welcome to join our events. It's a very interactive space where everybody can learn about optimism and explore opportunities and contribute to the collective's future. So yeah, these happen every Thursday at 18 UTC. We have structured discussions about all sorts of processes, governance process and optimism, like RetroFunding currently going on, missions, presentations from builders. And we have a innovative community agenda game, a democratic way to choose topics with on-chain tokens, reputation tokens, and important tokens in the Optimism Collective. So these are some really exciting agenda games called Kagendas and OP topics that help like pioneer different ways to have community conversations, make media together, and make the most time of it together. Make the most time of it together. We're kind of experimenting with a lot here too. So appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate everybody watching. Hope that you're all having a great day. We record these and share as educational resources. You can learn more about this at optimismtownhall.com and the broader Optimism Collective at optimism.io. I've been updating this website a lot. We have like an FAQ and stuff where you can learn more. You can go to lou.masha's.optimistics and feel free to invite friends. We'd love to meet new people and help spread the word about optimism. And so yeah, lou.masha's.optimistics is where you can register for weekly email reminders. Optimism Town Hall, we will be doing a few events next week, some few special events for Town Hall is the plan. And then after that, Optimism Town Hall will be taking a break and we'll be returning after well, on November 21st, I believe. So we'll be taking a bit of break. You can check out optimistics.io/agendas to see this community agenda game that we play and details about how it works. Basically, the way that it works at a high-level overview. Actually, I just updated this and I deleted the part by accident. But you can see in the FAQ, we have an FAQ about how Optimism Town Hall works and stuff like that. All sorts of helpful topics about who can participate, what if you're new, and so forth. Everybody's welcome, basically. But we do have this system called Agendas, where basically the way it works is that anybody with OPF, or a badge in the Optimism Citizens House can propose a topic by creating a poll in the Optimism Town Hall Snapshot space. And then whichever topic has the most votes by Monday at 17 UTC will be the topic discussed during the Town Hall event. Previously, we had just OPF, but I figured out how to add the OP in the badge, and we still have to figure out how to do like a way that we can weigh the voting. So that's still kind of in development. So for next season, we'll have that in more detail. But that's how it works, basically, where you can propose a topic. Anybody, if you have a topic on your mind that you want to discuss at Town Hall, then feel free to go to the Snapshot space that you can find there and propose a topic. And you can feel free to just further explore the FAQ to learn more about how this agenda game works and how it all happens. I already shared the calendar link where everybody can RSVP. And yeah, today what we're going to be doing is introducing RetroPitches, which is an initiative that the Optimistics team is launching to help support RetroFunding Round 6 by helping showcase and evaluate public goods creators who are advancing governance and optimism in 3 categories: who are building infrastructure and tooling, analytics, and general leadership on optimism. Optimism RetroFunding, it's, I believe, the biggest public goods funding program in the world. running for a couple of years and has given out something like 50 or 60 million OP to reward public goods creators. And this round will distribute up to 3.5 million OP to reward contributions to governance over the past year approximately. And RetroPitches are friendly competitions where governance contributors can share their projects, present them, demonstrate their impact over the past year, and advance governance innovation on the superchain. So yeah, you can learn more in this tweet. And our goal is to help both help badge holders gain deeper insights into different contributors to Optimism Collective and governance creators. And we're planning to host maybe 3 more sessions, kind of based on demand from different people who are participating and have applications in RetroFunding Round 6. So we currently have a sign-up form where there's 3 dates edition. So this is kind of the first one, and this will kind of be more like an announcement version of it, where we can go into the details about how it works. And then next week, for anybody who's welcome, if anyone wants to join, we're planning to schedule Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 17 UTC. Although this is still kind of figuring out the dates as well. So the way it'll work is each participant will have 3 to 5. I think probably 5 is good minutes to pitch their grants during this event. So if anybody has a grant in RetroFunding Round 6, then we encourage you to sign up and select your preferred date and reserve your spot. And there's also other initiatives too. Maybe I'll go to the next screen because we have a long thread here, and we have more details in other threads as well, just to keep it visually engaging and stuff like that. This is part of Retro Season, so we've been celebrating Retro Season for the past couple weeks now. This is part of Optimism Fractal had its 1-year anniversary last week. So happy anniversary to everybody. Thanks for participating over the past year. We had a video where we explained this in more detail. And everybody gave their retro pitches and retrospectives from the Optimism Fractal community over the past week. So that was a really great experience. And then, yeah, this week it's going to be focused on, or this week in the next few days, this week is kind of just introduction. And then the retro pitches at next week's town halls are going to be focused on providing opportunity for governance contributors with applicants in the RetroFunding Round 6. But everybody's welcome to join too, and also everybody's welcome to participate in this Retro Polls initiative too. So I kind of had this up here before. Maybe I'll just go to this window over here. So there's this Retro Season article, optimistics.io. Thank you for the applause, which talks about governance and impact initiatives for RetroFunding Round 6 that we've been organizing. So this kind of provides a broad overview of Retro Season, which is composed of retro polls, retro pitches, and also a planned retro report too, to help evaluate impact and help promote public goods creators on Optimism. So you can learn here kind of like a general introduction to retro funding. If you're not familiar, I kind of gave a little introduction before, but the idea is retroactively rewarding contributions. That's one of the core aspects of Optimism, part of the optimistic vision. So this has been a really amazing initiative that supported many public goods creators and helped optimize governance, and all sorts of other things over the past 2 years or so. And this is the 6th round now. I mentioned Optimism Fractal's 1-year anniversary, and there's a lot of great synergies between Optimism Fractal and RetroFunding. The Optimism Fractal community has been thinking out ways to improve this. And then, yeah, basically the 3 initiatives for Retro Season. There's this RetroPitches, which I think I explained pretty well already. So I'll scroll down here maybe. We have the Optimism Fractal one where you can see the video from last week. And then the Retro Polls I haven't really mentioned yet. So maybe I'll open up this. RetroPolls is a community-driven impact evaluation system that we're pioneering testing here, where basically people will get the chance. We're going to give the opportunity for everybody to speak, or as many people as we can with the schedule to speak who have applications in RetroFunding Round 6 and pitch their projects. And then along with that, we're trying out this new process called RetroPolls to improve impact evaluation on Optimism. And the way it works basically is I'm in the process of setting up these polls on Snapshot X. Snapshot X is people might know Snapshot is a voting platform that's really helpful. And Snapshot X is an on-chain version of this voting platform. So basically, everybody, I'm going to make polls that have all the different projects. There's about 85 projects that got approved in RetroFunding Round 6 who have contributed to governance. And then I'll put up polls that everybody can vote in with both OP, if you have any OP, badge holders can vote in it, and also Optimism Fractal community members who have earned OPF can earn it too. Over time, we want to grow the multi-stakeholder evaluation to enable more people to get involved and vote in different ways, but I'm kind of just learning how Snapshot works and so forth. But it's pretty powerful and pretty helpful, and I figure this can be a great way to kind of provide this like transparent way of enabling not just the badge holders to vote, but for many other people in the ecosystem to help evaluate and provide some signals for who's helping, how much they're helping, and so forth. So I'll be able to kind of use a weighted voting poll to distribute their voting across these governance infrastructure and tooling, governance analytics, and governance leadership categories. And I'm also planning to have it where you can both evaluate impact and contributions, because I think evaluating contributions is also really important, evaluating retroactively. So I have a little bit of detail about that, but you don't want to get into too much detail about it. Stay tuned for the idea about the retro, or stay tuned for the plans with the retro polls. I created the snapshot space and just I think I'll have it up and running in the next few days. So check out the Discord and the Telegram to learn more about that. This is also based on a concept called respect trees that you can learn on optimistic.io/respect trees. And yeah, encourage everybody to join these retro pitches at Optimism Town Hall. You can check out the videos from the past events here. And also on the optimistic.io/videos, we'll publish all the videos of the retro pitches on our YouTube channel, the Eden Creators YouTube channel, as well as the sites like optimistic.io/videos. So it's a great opportunity to promote and raise awareness for public goods creators on optimism. And in general, everybody can also participate in helping to pioneer this new way of ranking impact and so forth. So I maybe got a little bit disorganized in the presentation, a little bit lost there, but I think that provides a pretty good overview. I don't think I even showed the RetroPitches article maybe, but I think I kind of went over a lot of it too. Encourage everybody to sign up and encourage everybody to join. There's benefits listed for RetroPitchers here, trying to basically help them out as much as possible. And I forgot to mention too, we had this program from last year too. So RetroPitches started in RetroPGF Round 3. Where we hosted RetroPGF pitches, we called them. We have a video. We have several articles about this, RetroPitches Season 1, as well as like a future of RetroPitches and this idea of public goods games. We can check out these articles on optimistic.io/RetroPitches to learn more about like how this can work, because we really thought about how this could really help optimize public goods evaluation both on optimism and throughout society in a lot of ways, the combination of retro pitches and this retro polls. And last season we didn't have the retro polls, but we just kind of did like a fun ranking system. And you can watch the video. We had, I don't know, 9 projects in RetroPGF round 3 that came and presented their work here. So you could go and like see the timestamps to see what people were sharing. For example, we had Base Play sharing the Base Paint, I should say. Base Play is another thing. Base Paint coming and sharing what they are doing on Base with an amazing painting app, and several other applications or several other builders sharing their YouTube channels and sharing their applications that they're building and so forth. So that's what we're going to do. Again, we're going to make timestamps and so forth to help promote it and help raise awareness for optimism and all the great public goods creators on optimism. And then also, so this is on the governance forum. That's where you can also find, in addition to Twitter, you can find the forum. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions about how to sign up and so forth. And very much looking forward to hearing everybody. And then just like a quick general thing that maybe I could have mentioned in the beginning, there's 850 million OP dedicated to the evolution of RetroFunding, and this is round 6. So they've currently distributed something like 50 million. There's an app, retrofunding.optimism.io, where you can see the next round coming up is dev tooling, which is going to start this month or maybe next month. And yeah, there's been 60 million OP rewarded so far. So even if you're not contributing in this round right now, or if you haven't applied in this round, then it's still it's an amazing opportunity for future rounds. The Optimism Collective is working to optimize these processes. The show work in progress is quite experimental, but there's a huge amount of funding and a huge intent to reward impact with profit. So if you can create an impact on optimism and do helpful things, either in governance, or this next round is about dev tooling. A previous round was about building on chain. They've given funds to artists and other kinds of things too. So if you can create an impact and do helpful things on optimism that others appreciate, then you can get retroactively rewarded for it. So encourage people to check it out. You can learn more about how this works at optimism.io/RetroPGF. But I think that's a good overview for now. I've been talking for kind of a while, so maybe I should stop here. I can go into more detail about any of this. I could also briefly mention too that the Optimistics team that I created a RetroPGF pitch or RetroPGF grant too for Optimism Respect Game events too, and I have lots more stories about some other applications I made too that I can share. But maybe I'll leave it at that for now, and then yeah, if anybody has any questions or comments about RetroFunding, then feel free. We're also 10 minutes past the half-hour scheduled, so we can go longer if we want, or we can wrap it up in 10 minutes. But yeah, happy to just kind of have an open discussion here about Optimism Governance RetroPitches Round 6. And if you have any thoughts or questions in general about RetroFunding, or how any of these things I mentioned work, then feel free. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
That was great. I really appreciate that presentation. That was very robust, and I appreciate all the new things you're doing, and also introducing me to a lot of those other forms of funding and what you guys are doing to or what's being done to reward uh, building on optimism and progressing that forward. I had a little experience with when I was building, well, did that whole push to build on base. Would really like to, look into that more as well. So I appreciate you for so with that is are you so as from my understanding, you guys are not like hosting the funding, but applying for it in multiple different ways. And so like so the optimism fractal movement is like something that was built to support, or not movement, but optimism fractals was built to support more things to be done on fractals. And so, you guys have been being funded through that, or is this mostly just like all volunteer and whatnot?
Yeah, thanks for the questions, Attabotty, and thanks for the feedback too.
Mhm.
I'm glad you enjoyed it and found value from it. And yeah, but just also make clear too, in case I wasn't making clear, building on base and building on other super chain networks is also eligible for RetroPGF too. So
Oh, okay.
perhaps if there's upcoming rounds with music and so forth, I know there's We Heart the Art and other kinds of things like the onchain builders distributed
Mm.
funding to artists. So there's all sorts of opportunities here. And yeah, I'll answer your questions now. Of course, Rosmi, if you want to jump in too, she's very knowledgeable, then feel free. But otherwise, I can go ahead. So Optimism Fractal so Optimism Fractal is a community that operates on optimism, and it's
Mhm.
dedicated to helping optimism. Our core intents are to award public goods creators, foster collaboration, and optimize governance on Superchain. And that part about awarding public goods creators and optimizing governance is like a lot of that is about evaluating the work of public goods creators with awards, with respect, basically, via the
Mhm.
respect game. And then also this idea of retro polls allows people to vote with their respect or other kinds of tokens on contributions. So yeah, we're certainly aiming to help the retro funding process. And that's probably the main reason, or one of the main reasons. Optimism has a lot of great aspects and great brand and great vision. But yeah,
Okay.
but the core to the vision of optimism is this impact equals profit ethos, and core to that is really retro funding or retro PGF. And so that's what originally attracted myself and the Optimistics team when we started building on Optimism about a year
Mhm.
ago, or maybe a year and a few months ago now. And the Optimistics team, which originally launched Optimism Fractal and built the software, and organizes the events and presents the events now, did raise a grant, or did not raise a grant, but earn a grant in RetroFunding Round 3, which
Oh,
was
okay.
1 year ago. And that was a crazy time. There was 30 million OP given out at that time, and there
Wow.
was 500 applicants, and we were like very new to Optimism. We'd only created one. We'd only hosted one Optimism Fractal event by the time that the retro funding like started basically, and it's retroactively impacted. So we had run retro pitches after the Optimism Fractal Respect Game, stuff like that, to help raise awareness for public goods creators, and we were also kind of trying to help raise awareness for our work too, because previous to Optimism
Yeah.
Fractal, we were volunteering with fractals in different communities, and
Mhm.
generally the whole effort has been mostly a volunteer effort. We've been like kind of building this new way of the respect game and fractals and all the things we're doing here on mostly a
Incredible.
volunteer basis for the past few years. And then we were looking how we can build a business around it and how we can find
Right.
sustainable business around it. And so Optimism Retro PGF really attracted us because it's like a way that both we can contribute to retro funding with our unique processes for impact evaluation and governance, and then also that we could earn by creating public goods and being earning from there, even if we're not like selling a product, but we can earn just by creating public goods. And so um, that was the only time we have been funded by RetroPGF so far. So still, Optimism Fractal has been mostly a volunteer effort since then, and that's why, as I shared during my Respect Game presentation before, I made 4 applications, and so
Yeah, yeah,
it's been a bit difficult because still a lot of the collective doesn't know about Optimism Fractal. We're trying to get the word out, and
for
so
sure.
yeah, so it's still mostly been like a volunteer effort. That funding that we received was helpful. It was very helpful, much appreciated, but it was like a pretty modest amount split between 4 team members back then. So we're
Yeah.
working to make Optimism Fractal more sustainable via retrofunding, and then also help retrofunding improve, impact evaluation and governance and stuff going forward as well. Does that answer your
Excellent.
question?
No, yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate that. You really did. Yeah, it's very cool. I'm like just bridging a lot of like knowledge gaps right now because, like I said, Zal's been my in between of kind of like talking about all the ideas that you guys have been putting together and then trying to, this meeting has really helped me. I really appreciate that. And it's really impressive what you guys have been doing, like with volunteer and donating you guys' skill and work. It's fantastic. I know I really appreciate it. And like the community really loves it. The fact that we're able to do all this on chain and that it's like such a transparent thing too. So it's just I know you guys are busy. I really appreciate you for answering my questions. And yeah, I definitely am. I know you guys are going to be on break right now. But excited to yeah, to participate more and also like raise awareness too, because this is something that I think that it's just like kind of what we're doing to help people. This is creating these tools so that people can do and that communities can grow for great causes too, I think is fantastic. So really want to do what I can to highlight this. This is awesome. I love this. Yeah, 100%.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the feedback, and I'm really glad you love it. I also love what you're doing too. I'm a big fan of your work with music and what you're doing with the Zaal Fractal too. And I'm really pleased that you guys are enjoying the Respect game and the tools so much. And that's what we're aiming to do here. That's one of the main things. So really appreciate the feedback. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. And um, I think there's a couple other things I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? I don't know, Rosemarie, do you want to jump in? Maybe we haven't heard from you
Yes, I
much.
wanted to ask
Okay.
how maybe to hear from Attabotty. Um, First of all, thank you for joining, and it's great to meet you. And then also, I was wondering how did it change? How would you describe that the Respect game changed the way that the community progressed and the impact from it
Oh
before and
yeah.
after, in a way,
Yeah, for
comparison?
sure. Oh, yeah, I love that question. That's one of the things I feel like has really solidified our community because, especially in music and art, we're trying to build a following that's like, a very cult-like following, not like in the bad way, but it's like, like a movie that you always see every time it comes on, or a TV show that, so we really want to do that. So there's different ways that we've been to get people involved. One is the thing of contributing what people want to do, and we balance each other out. So some people want to be more founders, some people want to be hunting more for sponsors, and then some like me who want to be more about event organizations and live performance and doing graphics and whatnot. So that's one thing that's attracted a lot of people. But I think this other side of things with the fractal groups that we've been doing have been because it's at first, I think that people were a bit confused by even what we were trying to do. But then after like this, like it just took about honestly about 2 different meetings for, especially when it was just me, when it was just Zal, I think he had a hard time. But after I started getting in there and being able to explain it on another side, people started being really excited about it because they're like, everything's on chain. We could prove everything. And it's like, it kind of, it really we were even talking with somebody last night about because he's trying to start a DAO, and the way that they were going about it was kind of like they're starting from the head first, and versus the way we've been doing is we're kind of building from the feet, where we have the community interest and then get them to do things where we reward them all just based on participation. And I think that people really like that and enjoy that that they are being rewarded, that it is being it's so transparent. There's a ledger of it as well. And it's like utilizing the Web3 technologies the way that, can be done. And it's like, and that's the same thing that we're doing a lot, even with our live events, is to not just like say that you could do this with Web3, but we're actually trying to put it into use and into practice. So this is like a great like community, like coming together event, every week. And it's nothing really competitive either. So a lot of times when we're giving off the respect points, we're really just like highlighting people and it doesn't even have to be for the Zaal, but it's just like what they're doing in their life. So I think it's a really good feel good thing, and it really encourages people to come back. And then nobody's complaining about the fact that, the more you participate, the more voting power you have, the more ability you have to put into proposals. So I think it's very natural, especially when we start integrating this new form where we just send them that web page. That's great. That's going to be perfect. So once that starts going through, I don't think it'll take more than one meeting to train everybody. And then yeah, it's a really cool stuff. And I think people are more than happy to get involved with the new tech, and also to clearly be rewarded for what they're doing, I think is also a huge thing, because there's like, a lot of places that it's not as apparent how much some people might do compared to someone else who's just dropping in here and there, like, so having that measure is really cool. I think that it really is.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. As a follow-up question, are there many people who join the events which were onboarded to Web3 for the first time just by playing the Respect game, for example?
We've had actually, yeah. We have actually a couple artists. That's the thing, because we've been onboarding artists into Web3 to help make Web3 a less complicated thing for them, and to give them the resources. So in doing that, inevitably, yeah, we've had a couple artists that were in Web2 join in. And at first they were just interested in, because we're having that event in Miami for Zaal, and they're going to be performing, but they stayed on afterwards to see what the whole Respect game is about, because it's actually it's been kind of getting out word by mouth. I think that really people enjoy the fact that that we're utilizing Web3 tools. We're not just having meetings, we're having things that like um, really drive. Yeah, I think that there is something to that. I mean, it's pretty, it's like almost common sense, but just being clearly rewarded for what you put into, but then everyone can see it. It makes a lot of sense, and it's great that there's a tool like this around. But yeah, it has onboarded people. Um, Actually, really, it's so far for us, it's been artists too. So I think it's a great example too of what Web3 is about. So not only is it we're trying to get them in so that they can perform and see other communities, but to see how we're actually using it in real time. I think it's my hope is that artists would come to us, because they really do see a really quality ways that we're utilizing Web3 and all this tech.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. I don't know, Rosemary, if you want to share any follow-up thoughts, then feel free to jump in. Also, we are past the half-hour scheduled, so happy to go longer if you all want, but I want to just make sure we're respectful of everybody's time too. I see, welcome Pat and Overbat saying it's great to have musicians. I see Rosemary's unmuted.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. Well, yeah, maybe I'll just briefly respond with some thoughts there, and then we can see if we want to wrap it up or talk about anything else. Of course, maybe has to drop off. That's okay. I saw Will had to hop. See you next season, and he's doing Let's Grow now. So yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody next season. Thanks all for the amazing season so far, and thanks so much, Attabotty, for all that, all you're doing. The feedback here, it's wonderful to hear, really. And then bringing this to musicians, and the enthusiasm you have for it, I love to hear it. And I'm really, really glad that it's been so helpful for you, and that people in the Zaal community have been enjoying it so much. I look forward to joining one of the events again, and and trying it out sometime. Thanks for helping Zaal like pioneer this and helping to educate the community about it. Shout out to Zaal, of course. The Zaal Fractal right now. So there's many different fractal, or not many different fractal communities. There's like several different fractal communities that are emerging, and it took us a while to build all these tools, and now we finally have these tools that are ready. And so like the Zaal Fractal is really like one of the leading kind of leading forces, leading communities, basically, who's helping to pioneer these tools and software. And I'm really that it's really amazing to hear that people are enjoying it so much. And like I think that like we have a vision, one of our visions that we've had for the past like couple of years that we've been doing this as we've developed is like we think that the respect game and these tools that we're building for what we call fractal decision making processes where people earn respect and they can make decisions, like we want to spread this throughout society because we see the potential for like the whole world to be so much better if more community if all community organizations have access to these tools. And so the fact that you're sharing this with the Zaal Fractal community and the musicians and onboarding musicians, another thing I can quickly note too is the reason why I got into Web3, like I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, I was previously focused on a creative career, music, live streaming, and so forth. And I was like, how could we like coordinate a musical community and have people like collaborate to create to support music in different ways, kind of like how you're doing with the Zaal Fractal, where some people contribute art, and you have amazing art there too. Shout out to I think Candy, who makes like this wonderful art, and amazing musicians like yourself, and people who bring different pieces of value, and it could really coordinate like this decentralized community of creators. So you're like basically like bringing my vision, my original vision together before I knew about the respect game. When I first heard about Web3, I'm like, there's got to be a way that this could work. And now I'm like seeing you bring it to life, basically. Actually, Rosmari did an interview where we talked about that a little bit a few years ago or last year. So yeah, I want to share that. Really appreciate all your feedback and glad it's been going well. And feel free to let us know whatever we can do to help. I'm really glad you're enjoying the tools. And then also hopefully being that the respect is on chain, like you said, and like we've been talking about, hopefully like that provides a way that you can respect is currently an award where you're awarding respect. It's like your personal respect, but currently there's not funding involved for most of it. So one of our ideas with Optimism Fractal is that you can earn funding, you can earn OP and so forth by joining events, eventually. And there's different fractals that have experimented with paying people like funding according to that, so you can get funded to have a creative career. So hopefully, and I'm going to work to help, promote this concept within Optimism and so forth of the respect game and how people can earn funds. I actually have a mission proposal with Optimism Foundation for this to build like a fund distribution system for this. And I know Pat Novat's been working on some similar stuff too and there's a new app that Vlad built that helps distribute funds along with respect as well. So hopefully all those scores that people have been building up their respect in the Zaal Fractal, as well as any other fractals out there or communities who've been using this, we can eventually help to like further empower your community. So you're getting all the like collaboration and the benefits, and everybody's enjoying it. And then we can also help artists get more resources to be able to build their businesses and spread their art more around the world and stuff like that. So that's one of my to kind of tie it back into the retro funding discussion, that's one of the things I'd love to see for Zaal Fractal and all the people who are making music and all the people who are playing respect games. So that's a lot of information I know, but I just wanted to share that and share all the excitement and enthusiasm for it.
That is awesome. No, thank you. I appreciate it so much. This is great. I'm like, yeah, I'm always I'm usually in a good mood around this time because I'm getting super pumped. But this has been a particularly eventful day. I'm super pumped and excited about this. Yeah, I could see why Zaal is pushing this so much, and yeah, I'm very glad that I was on this meeting and could catch you guys before you went on break as well. Gonna be like thinking a lot about this, and appreciate you so much for all the links that you shared with me. Gonna be, yeah, like I said, diving into this and working with Zaal too to see what we can do to utilize this a lot more because I feel like, Zal's just probably been cooking a lot of this in his mind and yeah, we're gonna divide and conquer with this for sure. And I appreciate all the information. No, I love the details. They're very important and also love to be able to look into things afterwards as well. So I very much appreciate y'all.
All right, I said it before. I said wonderful, 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 amazing to hear. Love to hear it. So glad about all that. And really glad you're enjoying it so much, and I'm really pumped too. So Yeah, I have a feeling we'll have lots of exciting collaborations going forward, and yeah, look forward to collaborating more with everybody in the Zaal Fractal community, the Zaal community. And then also, yeah, I'm glad you've enjoyed it so much, and hope you enjoyed the resources. And yeah, of course, you're very welcome anytime to join the Optimism Fractal events as well as the Town Hall events. And we'll be returning Optimism Fractal on the 21st after a 2-week break. And we're back with our weekly events. Also, the Eden Fractal community will be returning with, I think, probably monthly events starting back on the 27th. That's also another place where, if you'd like, you're welcome there as well, where we go into more detail about a lot of these fractal processes. And we also have the town hall where we can, schedule discussions if you ever want to share more details about these and so forth. So yeah, but I hope you'll join back Attabotty whenever you can make it. It's been such a huge pleasure speaking with you, and I hope that everybody watching as well will join. We think that now these tools are like really ready to go. Our process is really ready to go, so we're really ready to grow these. Optimism Fractal, yeah, that's right, Rosmari. Ready to grow Optimism Fractal, ready to grow Zaal Fractal, ready to grow all the fractals that Pat Novavatt's working with too. So yeah, really excited for our next steps together. Here we go. And yeah, if anybody else wants to share any thoughts, then feel free. Otherwise, we can also start wrapping it up whenever. But it's been an amazing meeting so far, and I really appreciate it.
Excellent. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I see Pat Novavatt says, listening, no time to speak. Sounds good. Well, thanks for joining us, Pat Novavatt. I appreciate it. And then he said he's doing an interview with Zaal on November 12th. So that's great. That's great to hear. I'm looking forward to listening to that on the Nova Crypto LTD channel. Recommend people check it out and subscribe on YouTube. And also, I hear he's Pat also going to be interviewing Abraham as well on the 11th, I think. So interview with the creator of the new fractalgram app, as well as his interview with Tadas from last month, as well as Vlad. So that might be some research you might want to check out about it to learn more about the apps if you're interested. I also cured those on the optimistic.io/tools page too, where you can find some videos. And of course, anybody else can watch them there too. And then I suppose one other thing I can announce, so I already announced the dates that Optimism Fractal is going to be returning and stuff, and Optimism Town Hall, but the dates coming up for these retro pitches. So these will be, yeah, I kind of gave an overview there already, but everybody's welcome to join those as well. If you'd like to join and listen in or share some thoughts and participate in the retro polls. And uh, just as a high level, like quick thing that I forgot to mention before is that we were thinking of doing RetroPitches today, but we were so busy with like the applications that we didn't actually get the chance to reach out to everybody earlier. So we're planning for the next week to reach out to like a bunch of projects who have created public goods who are participating in the round. We already started and coordinate like a big campaign to attract a lot of people to really help with this RetroPitches initiative. So if anybody has any friends who have been participating in Optimism governance or is interested in it, we appreciate people spreading the word about it, and hopefully we'll be able to really help make a really big impact on Optimism governance with this RetroPitches and RetroPolls initiative, and that can also help raise awareness for the Respect game and people playing fractals and so forth. So stay tuned, and everybody's welcome to join. I believe Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday at 17 UTC, but also stay tuned to our social media accounts and Discords and stuff like that for more details about the retro pitches. And I encourage everybody to join Optimism Fractal and Optimism Town Hall when the season returns on November 21st. 17 DC, we're back with our weekly events, and I'm really excited about it. I don't know if Attabotty, you want to mention the Zaal Fractal? Is it welcome for anybody to join the Zaal Fractal? And I believe it happens
Yeah.
on Mondays. Okay, yeah. If you want to let people
Yeah, on
know
Monday.
more details about it, I know Zaal got a new website, the Zaal.com, I believe, and you can see how
Yeah.
it works there and stuff like that. You can see some of your
Mhm.
music there as well as other musicians. So yeah,
Right.
if you want to share any words for like anybody watching, encouraging people to join, or if you want to share
Yeah,
any last thoughts before we wrap up, then feel free.
for sure.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we have our meetings on Mondays from 6, usually goes 6 to 7. And yeah, anyone is free to join. Anybody who wants to have a help in getting artists into Web3, but also making opportunities for everyone in the creative realm. We're branching out into visual arts as well with this next event that we're doing in Miami. So it's now we're turning more into like a connection hub, and for people who are in need of others and need someone else to balance them out. and want to participate in a community, this is the place to be. And it's great because we're building from the ground up with really good ethos, everything. It's like artists by artists and for artists. But we got quite a few people who are on the more business side, more promotion side, and more dev side. So it's pretty nice. It's very thriving, and it's welcome to anyone. And it's, yeah, like I said, starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, would love to have anyone.
All right, all right. Wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Encourage everybody to join. And is that open only for music? It's not just for musicians, right? So
Oh no,
if you're just interested
yeah,
in just joining, you don't have to have any
right,
like particular talent. You can just join to kind of network with musicians and artists and
yeah,
creative and so forth. Okay.
right,
Okay.
100%, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Well, yeah, encourage people to check it out. And thanks so much for sharing details about the Zao. I see first we shared the website again. Maybe I'll pull it up and pull up a little presentation that I can share to help sign us off here. And then yeah, if anybody had any last comments before I get into that kind of concluding presentation, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, maybe I'll give it just a couple seconds, and then if not, I'll start the presentation, then we can wrap it up. Maybe we like to end up saying go something at the end. Maybe we'll say go Zaal Fractal and go Optimism Fractal. That might be a good way to conclude the season. If you're all up for it, we can see.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. So I think I see Patrick having fun in the chat. Thank you for sharing these messages here. I was just also buying a second here while I try to find the links to the things I want to share to conclude the events of the day. But I have them up now, so I'm ready to go ahead and share the screen, and then we'll sign us off, and we'll wish everybody an amazing day, and we'll wish everybody an amazing time until the next season of Optimism Fractal, until the retro pitcher session. So with that, I think I'll go ahead and share my screen. Thanks all for the nice hearts and applause and everything like that. This, I don't know. Okay, here we go. This is the Zao.com, where you can learn more about the Z Talent Artist Organization. Represents a groundbreaking initiative in the intersection of art, technology, and community. You could see some of the artists like Losi. I think you mentioned her before. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Django, we had the pleasure to meet Hurricane, and yeah, a bunch of there's Attabotty there. You could see, I think he has a profile on here where you can see what he's doing with a cool picture, and a little profile here where you can check out his YouTube channel and Twitter. I checked it out, and I recommend checking out some of his stuff. It's really, really cool. So recommend people subscribe and follow both Attabotty and the Zao Fractal, as well as everyone else who's participating in fractals and hoping to grow fractals. You can, I believe, this join community button. It talks about the Zao token, and there's a presentation here learning about the Zao fractal, and how it works with the respect game and so forth. So shout out to everyone involved with the Zao fractal. You can also see like the token distribution, stuff like that. Really cool stuff. The Zao festivals and the real events in like real person that have been going on. Recommend people check out the Zao.com to learn more. Excited for these festivals too. That's an amazing initiative. Bring it to IRL as well. I had Attabotty's account here, Attabotty. Encourage people to like and follow and join. I'm doing cool collaboration with onchain records. It's nice to see. So thanks so much, Attabotty, for all the amazing experiences today and all the great talks, and looking forward to many more collaborations and to seeing what you did with Losi as well. As a reminder, we're summoning Ethos Phoenix in RetroPitches. So celebrating our love for governance. So we'll be back for the town hall. Stay tuned for the definite schedule. But next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is the plan. Check out the sign up form and the forum post on optimistics.io/retropitches to learn more about this initiative to support RetroFunding Round 6, helping to showcase and evaluate public goods creators, advancing optimism governance. And you can also stay tuned. This is going to be the conclusion of Retro Season, our first time. So thanks everybody for participating in Retro Season. Stay tuned for the Retro polls as well. And thanks everybody for the amazing year for Optimism Fractal too. The amazing year and the amazing fourth season. It's been a really wonderful time. We've seen the Respect game start to grow a lot in communities like the Zaal Fractal, and the new apps being developed and everything else. So thanks everybody so much for the amazing time that we've had. Happy anniversary to everybody. And I'm really excited for the next stages we have growing the Respect game and fractals and so forth. Yep, stay tuned for
Happy
RetroPitches.
anniversary!
What's up, Bad Nova Bad?
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
Yeah!
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Yeah. That's looking pretty cool. Pat's looking a little bit different than I remember. A little bit more like a chipmunk than I remember. But good to hear from you. Good to hear your voice. As always, thanks for the happy anniversary wishes. Thanks everybody so much for the amazing year that we've had at Optimism Fractal. Thanks everybody so much for the amazing day that we've had today at the town hall in Optimism Fractal. I encourage you to register for the upcoming events coming up on the 21st. And remember, there's Zaal Fractal 2 on Mondays. Looking forward to seeing you at the town hall and all the Fractal events coming up soon. If you all are ready, we can sign off now, and maybe we'll go count 3, 2, 1, and maybe I think that idea before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we do the countdown?
Okay, he'll do a countdown. First, we'll go Zaal Fractal, and then we'll say go Optimism.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, 0. Go Zaal
Go Fractal.
And now 2, go Optimism.
Optimism.
And also go RetroFunding and go Optimism Fractal.
And go Optimism
Again,
Fractal.
go Optimism
Yeah,
Fractal.
there's so many things to go. There's so many things to support here, so it's difficult to
And
coordinate.
go Upscale Fractal.
Go Upscale Fractal too. Yeah, and go Fractals around the world. Go Respect Game. Yeah, we'll have to maybe work with the Zaal Fractal musicians on coordinating our. We had a great timing for the first two. We'll have to coordinate our
Maybe we have
our
to
chorus
do
better for next time.
We have to do the fractal, everyone in the fractals in one event.
That sounds like a good plan. We'll have a fractal get together, a fractal palooza.
Perfect. Yeah. That'd be great.
We are cosmopolitan fractals. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay, well, I look forward to the Fractal Palooza and all the great fractal stuff we'll do and all the great optimistic stuff, and hope to see you all at the upcoming events. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks all so much for being here. Wonderful conversation.
Yeah, baby.
And
thank you.
We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much for having me. It was great.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you all.
Hallelujah. Bye. Thank you.